Hey, what's up, Guardians? TBL here, coming back at you with some Destiny gameplay footage on the PlayStation 4. Oh man, it's been quite a while since we had some Destiny, or let alone any real content here on the channel. We definitely took a couple days off, and before we dive into the meat and potatoes of this commentary here, I want to talk a little bit about that. Of course, we haven't really had a video here on the channel since, what was it? Oh gosh, Friday? Yeah, I think Friday was the last day I uploaded a video to the channel, and it was... what was it? Oh, supply drop openings. Ooh, 19 supply drop openings. I got myself some legendaries and some epic gear for Black Ops 3 and then promptly forgot about it. But yeah, I decided to take myself a little bit of a hiatus. It was right after Black Friday, which most of you guys do know. I work, my real life job is in logistics, so shipping and retail and stuff like that. So my Black Friday was crazy, and my Monday and Tuesday were definitely crazy. So I figured I'd take a couple days off, enjoy some time with the family. Had a lot of family come down and spend Thanksgiving with us. So yeah, I figured I'd take a little bit of time off, and then that stretched into being a lot of time off, and here we are, Wednesday. It is December 2nd, we are 23 days away from Christmas, and only 16 days away from Star Wars The Force Awakens. I can't wait for that one. But we are finally back to making some content, and there's a fair share of stuff to make. Oh man, when I took this little hiatus, I stopped really paying attention to the normal news places for gaming and whatnot. I stayed a little bit off of Reddit. I stayed off of most of the gaming websites, and not really to personally avoid any of it, but just because I didn't really have a reason to go there, and I was spending my days going and doing other things. So when I kind of came back to things on Tuesday, I was a little bit blown away with some of the things that I found, just in terms of specifically the Destiny community. Now, a lot of you guys will right off the bat know exactly where we're going with this, and this video is kind of going to be covering the challenge mode for the King's Fall raid. When I came back yesterday and really started paying attention to Destiny, I was like, okay, I gotta get my video content stuff out for tomorrow, for Wednesday. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna cover? And literally the first biggest topic going on was, of course, the challenge mode for the King's Fall raid. Now, Bungie surprised us yesterday by unleashing the challenge mode for one of the bosses in King's Fall on normal and hard mode. And of course, you guys already know it's the Warpriest. This week, we've got the Warpriest challenge mode. And man, has it set the Destiny internets aflame. I mean, there was so much salt going on from this. Now, from what I could see of the timeline of events here, the challenge mode for the Warpriest was of course unveiled and unleashed on normal and hard mode. So a lot of the bigger Destiny YouTubers, as they usually do, just jumped right into the raid to see what they could do, if they could cover it, if they could complete it on their first try. And then they did. Now, I mean, full disclosure here, I haven't played the challenge mode for the Warpriest yet, so I can't really speak from experience, but I did watch a lot of people go through. Dado went through it, Holtzman went through it, a lot of the bigger Planet Destiny guys went ahead and went through it, and for the most part, it's not really that challenging, to be honest. It looks like the challenge for the Warpriest is something as simple as just having two different people take the aura, and then completing the fight in the normal way. And that's pretty much it. I mean, no extra ads, no additional health for the Warpriest, although I did hear reports that he does fire his weapon a little bit faster. But other than that, that's all you have to do to complete the challenge. And upon completion of the challenge, on normal mode you get a guaranteed 310 artifact, on hard mode you get a guaranteed 320 artifact, and I think an emblem. And the weapons that you can get from the Warpriest, if you happen to get weapons or armor, it'll be at 310 on normal and 320 on hard, guaranteed. Those are fantastic rewards. Getting guaranteed gear and rewards from these fights is exactly what people have been clamoring for, myself included, and I'm super happy that Bungie did it. But the challenge itself really isn't that challenging. I went through a couple of Reddit threads of people talking about this, and a lot of people completed it without even realizing what the challenge was. And this is where the problem comes in, because of course a lot of the bigger Destiny channels and YouTubers made their videos, made their reports on it, and basically stated what I just did, that it wasn't really that challenging. Now, granted, some YouTubers and streamers out there criticize Bungie for this more heavily than others, expressing a lot of disappointment because they thought the challenge mode was going to be some super hard, super in-game extreme level fight for the Warpriest. But, it didn't really turn out to be that sort of thing, and honestly, in my opinion, I can understand the disappointment that you wanted more of a challenge out of it, but really, when I thought of the challenge mode for the King's Fall raid, I figured it would be something a little bit a little bit more streamlined. Like maybe they'd have rotating challenges for different bosses every week, and it looks like that's what Bungie's going to be doing. So, you complete a weird little challenge that may or may not make the fight a little bit more difficult, and then you get guaranteed rewards. I'm actually okay with that. But again, I can definitely see where the Warpriest in particular, since we haven't had a chance to experience the challenge mode for, say, Golgoroth, or even the Sisters, or Oryx himself, which I'm guessing is going to have some really big change to it. We've only experienced Warpriest, and it was really, really easy, in my opinion, to just swap relic holders. I mean, as a matter of fact, most people were swapping, I called it the relic, aura holders, I do mean. Most people were using 2 different people to take auras anyway, which is, again, why it took some people a while to figure out just what the challenge for the Warpriest was. A lot of people, again, completed this challenge without even realizing what the change was. And from the videos and streams that I saw yesterday, that was the general point of a lot of the YouTubers. Well, this seems to have struck a chord with a good portion of the more casual side of the community, who immediately took to fire on Reddit. There have been several big Reddit posts that all made it to the front page about how YouTubers are once again showing themselves as being the Destiny elite. The violent 1%ers who don't want the casual to be able to attain anything in the game. Yeah, stuff of that sort. And how the YouTubers are always complaining. Well, I guess I'm a YouTuber. I can include myself in this bracket. I'm always complaining, and I'm always whining about how Bungie made the game and how I could have made it better. They should have listened to my design. Oh man, it was a couple of interesting reads, to say the least. And for me coming back after not having played the game or really paid attention to anything for a couple of days, caught me by surprise, to say the least. But yeah, over on the Destiny the Game subreddit, which I definitely recommend that you guys check out. If you've never been over to Reddit, it's where I get most of my information from Destiny. Between that and, other videos from Planet Destiny, Datto, and the big information sources, it's just a fantastic place to go. But there are a lot of posts on the front page. Maybe I'll leave a link to a few of them in the description that you guys can pour through and, see if you agree with one side or the other. Maybe a little bit of both. But a lot of the YouTubers made posts in there and, made the point that I would make. We don't really want the game to be way too hardcore so that casual players can't enjoy it. I just think a lot of people were expecting hard mode, or rather challenge mode, to be a little bit more challenging. And again, we can't really make a judgment off of anything thus far because challenge mode just came out and we've only got the challenge mode for one boss, just the Warpriest. And I don't really think that's going to be indicative of the changes that are coming to the Golgoroth and Oryx fight. So, I mean, honestly, I really don't know what everybody's in such a fuss over. A lot of individuals out there are saying that they're happy with the way challenge mode is now. It's an easy to complete little challenge that grants them guaranteed rewards. I mean, I think that's great. I mean, you guys know I'm all about easy loot. Your boy TBL is down with them gains. And, I think the community is right to be happy about the way challenge mode is right now. I certainly am. Getting guaranteed loot is exactly what we've been asking for from Bungie in terms of the raid since Taken King came out. And I know the other big YouTubers are happy about it too. Their point was simply that the challenge for Warpriest, again, just the challenge, one challenge for one boss, was a little bit too easy. And on that point, I also agree. I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing that the challenge is open and accessible to everyone and that, everyone from the casual to the hardcore can complete it. Just like I think it's perfectly reasonable to say that the Warpriest challenge is a little on the easy side. I mean, again, all you gotta do is have 2 separate people take the aura, which is the way people normally do the fight anyway. The 2 views aren't mutually exclusive. But I do think that the current ongoing vitriol, the anger towards the Destiny 1% YouTubers in relation to this small opinion on one facet of one raid is a little bit overblown. But hey, that's just my opinion, as a Destiny 1%er, I guess. And I'd love to hear yours. What are your opinions on the challenge mode for the King's Fall raid? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you think it's too easy? Or are you just happy to get your rewards? I'm firmly in that last bracket. I can't wait to read them in the comment section below. But anyways, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and ooh baby does it feel good to be back. And as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.